We have a body, which is a very complex, natural type of signaling equipment that is able to uptake all sorts of nutrients and also signals from our external and our internal environment. What type of signals do I mean? There's of course things that are more physical, like air quality, nutrients from our food. These are things that are both internal and external that go in and out of our body. But what tends to happen is, because we know about these things roughly from science, we think that that's pretty much all there is to the body. It's a machine, or it's a mechanism that once you know how it works, it has an orderly process which can be studied, sometimes intuited, but also observed. There is so much, however, about the body which is unseen and unknown, and even beyond the range of our intuition. The great news is that in these times, our intuition is beginning to pick up more and more of those unseen wavelengths. But it's also good to know a little about them as well, so that you are able to conduct your whole life on maximum with all of the different signals that are available to you. When your body takes in something internally, for example, food, what happens is there are different nutrients which enter your system, but it's not actually those physical or material nutrients that get used. There is some type of signature that is attached to them that transmutes into another wavelength that then becomes totally intermeshed with our body signal and does not interfere with it. So it's not the model that we find in biochemistry, where apparently if you put in certain things into your body, if you're putting in all the right things, then your body gobbles it up and some kind of magical checklist is ticked with all the boxes being complete. It's more than that. The substances go in, but they don't just get absorbed into your system for use in exactly the biochemical setup that they have. There is something attached to those in combination, which when they mesh with the entire bandwidth of your personal fields, another signal is generated. It's exactly the same externally as well. We breathe in air. There are certain things in the air which go into the body system which support life: nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. And the body sorts all of that out. But what actually happens at a depth level is that those external things with their particular chemical arrangement goes into the body, and then there is another signal attached to that which meshes in with what is internal. And then all together, these things join up with a far greater signal which joins all beings. That signal which joins all beings I call the gold frequency. Now, if we think about this just a little more deeply, people have different diets, they live in different places in the world. Some people don't have enough money to have a wide range of food in their diet. Some places don't have the same setup biologically or environmentally as others. There is massive difference and oscillation between different people, places, and life circumstances. So it simply can't be that if there is this tick box of things that you're getting materially and physically, everything will work. Because not everybody gets all of those things, and also they happen at different levels of quality. So How come human beings still operate and are able to absorb pure love into their system, which is the grassroots way that a human operates? It's because of this gold frequency. It has the ability to link in all the different signatures and make sure they stay absolutely constant, regardless of what's going into your body in terms of food, or what might be coming in from the outside in terms of, for example, the quality of your air. And in fact, there are some people, aren't there, who eat very little at all, but they are still able to maintain their body in exactly the same way. So it's about something more than just biochemistry or molecular and atomic arrangements at a scientific level. The gold frequency is a signature that works through all humans, but also all geographical landscapes and all living beings, animals, plants, and minerals. And the reason why I call it the gold frequency is not just because it tends to throw out a gold light or color if you're lucky enough to be able to feel it or see it, but that actually it does have a relationship with the metal gold on this planet. It's not just the metal that I'm talking about, though. It is the arrangement of the signature of the gold that is attached to it that specifically governs the way the gold frequency works. Some people have noticed that creeping into a lot of YouTubes and popular language is this word monoatomic or almost. These are rough terms, general terms that are not used particularly accurately most of the time, but they do refer to this thing called signature that I'm talking about, which is a different level or arrangement of something that turns up physically in our reality. The gold frequency does have a relationship with some aspects of the monoatomic signature of gold, which is found on this planet. And you have in your body system very small traces of these monoatomic type signatures as well, whether they're attached to things like gold or other substances or not. And it is this which governs the way that you turn up and show up in this world. You have a body. It feels physical and it feels real, dense and solid. Especially when you get up in the morning, you sometimes really feel that body that you call yours. But actually, that body is also something that we call an image. It is a conglomeration of moving particles in time that operate at a certain coordinate in this whole continuum that we call reality. It has a horizontal and a vertical axis, this coordinate that your body image shows up at. And it operates in roughly 4 quadrants as well, something that I call quadrality. If you imagine you were looking at the dashboard in an airplane or maybe on a car, and you have a view of a circle with a cross in the middle, the point where these two axes cross is where, for example, you could say your body image is showing up in this reality. There is a registration point. And then the gold frequency or the signature setup, which is the other aspect of your body image, which is more unseen. That's the whole dashboard of the vehicle on which you see that little view of that circle with that cross in it that tells you where you are. It's like the sights that you might have through a telescope or a long-range visual instrument. There's another example. The gold frequency organizes and is a marker of a set of signatures, which also hooks into consciousness and then determines how directly we experience our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. When we operate optimally, we operate in something that I call reawaken, which is where we are constantly upgrading and re-entering this reality completely lined up with all of these things that I've mentioned today, whether it's biochemical, molecular, atomic, to do with the signature level I've just talked about, or directly about that hookup with the gold frequency. When we reawaken, we have maximum capacity to absorb pure love in this reality. Pure love is actually how we function. It's not like oil or gas where you have to keep plugging in something to power your system. We don't actually function this way. We are not consumers. When it comes to our body apparatus, the body image and the gold frequency, we are not like a battery with a finite source. We are on an infinite hookup. And the issue for us as humans is if we don't synchronize with this arrangement, we become out of alignment with it. And then our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies don't operate so well. And our body image starts to give us a distorted feedback on the universe. And we start to see things in a less than accurate way. And this then starts to change the way our biology operates. When we reawaken, we can actually keep this whole way of being functioning at maximum input and output, and we can be directly connected with all living beings as well as the way this universe really functions, which is about universal law, cosmic order, and nature's principles.